Hello, love. Welcome to your Empath Starseed continuation pick a card reading. This pick a card reading is based on a previous video, the second last video posted to this channel, which I'm going to link up here now in the corner. The Empath Starseed collective messages video. When I was closing out that reading, these 4 cards popped out, and I was guided by the Venusians through spirit to do a pick a card reading based on these cards. The theme here is having to do with what relationship energies are we closing out as we move through this solar eclipse new moon in Aquarius portal, which is the timely aspect of this message, and in general, the timeless aspect of this message being what relationship cycles are you closing out and transmuting moving forward, especially tied to you if you identify and resonate with being an empath and empath starseed. Okay, the energy of the Venusians coming through for this message to be here with us. And very quickly, before I get into the cards, I just want to show you a card that has been coming out quite a bit lately. And this is having to do with basically clearing out the gunk, creating really healthy boundaries for yourself. All right. And also transmuting any abandonment things that come up, any sort of separation anxiety that might be coming up for you as well. So I'm going to get to the cards now. The first one here is Mask. And the crystal that we have with Mask is this beautiful piece of moss agate. Moss agate. Card number 2 is Twin Flames. And with that, we have this beautiful piece of black kyanite. Black kyanite. Pile number 3, or card number 3, sunglasses. And we've got this piece of black tourmaline. And the last card here, oops. Oh, that's going to be significant for some of you. Stabbed in the back with natural citrine. I just want to preface all of these messages before we choose that there is a lot of pent-up energy moving around right now. Even getting this reading ready, I've had to tweak a lot of things. Like I'm even seeing I need to tweak the camera again. There's a lot going on right now. So definitely in the timely aspect of this message, I just want to reiterate to remember to ground your energies, okay? And when you're choosing these particular cards, do it from a place where you feel very grounded and centered, okay? Follow your intuition. You can choose one or more cards, whatever's calling you, whether it's the crystals, whether it's the messages on the cards, the images. You know what to do. And I will see you on the other side. Welcome, pile number 1, to your reading. You chose the Mask card and the moss agate. I'm feeling the need to hold these up together. I first want to start off by saying that there is a lot of elemental energy and magic coming through for your reading. That could be a confirmation for some of you. I'm also getting a lot of creative energy. This Mask card, in the live stream that we did, where I kind of extended upon the messages that came through with this pick a card, with the cards popping out anyway, after that particular collective message reading, What I got here was the energy of theater, literal theater. So this might be a very specific message for some of you who picked this particular card, having to do with transmuting your energies through the work of creation, through art, through writing, through acting, through theater, through play is what I'm hearing. And just as I said that, the green fairy, her energy is really coming through for you. So there's something about this particular pile where you have dealt with being gaslit, being deluded, being told that you're crazy, being told that, how could you think that? How could you believe that? Specifically in relationships, okay? You've been in a relationship or are coming to the realization in a relationship that essentially you are, you're being gaslit. You're basically being told that what you're feeling intuitively, oh no, that's not the case, right? I'm also getting an energy here of someone who really truly has been in the wrong about something and is making excuses about their behavior. Someone that you're dealing with, it could be in a one-on-one relationship, intimately, romantically, it could be a friend. That was a big thing that came through the live stream. Intimate relationships and intimacy here, the definition of intimacy and intimate relationships being about belonging, closeness, feeling like you can get close to someone. So that can constitute friendships and it can constitute romantic relationships as well. Those were the two specific ones that came through for the particular message here. Okay. With Moss Agate, this is about the intuition of the heart and the eye of the heart and seeing with the eye of the heart and magic, earth magic, working with that type of wisdom. So some of you may relate to that. Some of you may relate to being pagans, witches, Wiccan, that type of energy, or just really connected to the energy of Merlin. And I'm also getting the dragon Merlin. That could be something that resonates with you as well. All right. So there's an energy here of really standing in your own authority. And through all of the crap, all of the gaslighting, all of the people that you've dealt with that have had narcissistic tendencies, right? This whole empath and narcissist paradigm, you're coming to realize and you're awakening to the fact that this has been going on and you're learning how to transmute that energy. You're calling it out as it is, even though you are someone who is obviously seeing things very clearly. I want to make that absolutely clear here. You're not seeing things in a deluded way. Intuitively, you know exactly what's going on and you're calling that shit out, okay? I'm going to start by asking through the Starseed Oracle. I'm being guided to work with the Starseed Oracle for these readings and the energy oracle cards as well. And we may get to a little bit of tarot at the end here through the Everyday Witch Tarot as well too. So let's see what the Venusian spirit, these very magical energies, very playful fae energies, green fairy energies want to say to this. Messages of support here for your highest and greatest good and in your highest and greatest truth in transmuting the residuals I'm hearing. Whoa, that popped off the table. The residuals of these relationship patterns. We've got all paths lead home at the bottom of the deck. Yes. Inner authority. That's the energy that I'm really picking up on here. Intuition. Turn your gaze within. These relationships where you've been felt led astray are actually leading you back home to your inner authority, leading you back home to your intuition. That's how you alchemize this. We don't remain in the victimhood consciousness state of things, right? I want to make this very clear. We can be technically victims of certain circumstances, right? We can get the shit end of the stick of certain circumstances. But remaining in that energy and remaining in that consciousness, that's a choice. Once you've done the integration work and once you've done the healing, it's a choice. And this is really about breaking up patterns, going back to that axe card at the beginning that I was showing that's been coming up a lot in the readings lately, which I have at the bottom of the deck here from the Island Times Wellness Oracle. This is about breaking those patterns, breaking the patterns of feeling like you're always the victim, feeling like you're always getting the shit end of the stick. I don't know why that phrase keeps on coming through, but it is. You got here the 7 star sisters. This is the energy of the Pleiadians, of the Pleiades, okay? The Pleiadians work a lot with channeling energy into art. They're very much about creating beautiful works of art, or any creation for that matter, as a form of alchemizing those energies, okay? Turning this shit into gold, as I like to say. Birthing creations, tapestry of life and expression. This goes so hand in hand with this mask energy. This is exactly the energy that was coming through at the beginning. It's all about you taking this and creating something beautiful through expression. This is going to be something that is going to be incredibly healing for you. And you all probably already know this if you've already started. So that's just a massive confirmation to continue on that journey of creation, of taking these energies. You know, I'm getting a really simple example here of like a story of whether it's a film or writing a story or creating a work of art of some sort, where you're taking like a really bad breakup and you're transmuting that story and you're telling that story, whether it's, again, through writing, through a screenplay, through journaling, through even posting on social media. I'm getting with that. And you're sharing what the transmutation of that emotion. You're sharing your deeper insights and understanding and all the wisdom that's come out of this experience. And you're doing it in a way where by sharing that, you are not only healing and integrating for yourself, you're doing it for other people as well. There's so many people that can relate, especially empaths, that can relate to, I'm also getting a lot of something about the women, if that's something that's significant for you, like the lineage of women. Because a lot of this energy of gaslighting, culturally, I'm getting a very specific message here of men doing it to women. And I'm getting the classic example. And again, like I say, disclaimer, take whatever resonates here, okay? At the end of the day, you take whatever you take that resonates from here. And you have your divine free will to choose whether this applies to you or not, okay? And you will know if this resonates with you or not. I'm getting the classic example of someone being cheated on, and the person who's doing the cheating is gaslighting the other person. It's a classic example, and it happens a lot. It happens both ways between men and women, but I'm getting very specifically a message here of a pattern of men doing it to women culturally, in certain cultures very specifically, okay? That's the energy that I'm picking up on here, and it's about how so many people can relate to things like that, right? And the creations that you're making, whatever it is, whatever creation this is, the creation that you're making, that you're putting forward, is really helping, I'm hearing, to purify and cleanse. Oh my, and they're using the word sublimate. And that was what had come through the live stream. Wow, that came out sideways. Very interesting. We're going to read that both ways. So, yeah, this is about purifying that energy and elevating it, exalting it. Right? Through the pain and through the dissonance, we grow, we evolve, we become that much stronger, so that now the wool cannot be, oh man, this came through the live stream as well. That's a confirmation with regard to this gaslighting. The fact that this energy of being deceived, and how we turn that deceit that we've experienced into even more awareness and truth and love for ourselves. I'm getting a lot of Pleiadian energy wanting to come through with that in terms of forgiving ourselves, self-forgiveness. And this takes time. It takes patience. It takes patience. Be gentle with yourself and be patient with yourself. They want me to keep that upright, actually. So I'm going to put that right under the Seven Sisters, right next to deceit. This is a 7-2-5. Is the energy of going deeper. It's the energy of trusting yourself more. Oh my God, we got 2 7s here, and 16, which is the key of the Tower in the tarot. So whatever has been built on shoddy ground is coming down. It may have already have for you. And now you're rebuilding. You're rebuilding. And you're rebuilding relationships on a foundation of trust in yourself. Self-trust. Knowing how to choose what is in right relationship with you, which is a concept that the Venusians have been bringing in very heavily lately. Very heavily lately. Storm warning. So you've seen the signs. You've seen the red flags. You know what they are. For this to be coming out now at the bottom of the deck means that this is something that you're already familiar with. You know what's going on. They're really pointing me to this, which it looks like columns. They look like ruins in the water. Okay, but I'm also hearing with that, some of you may be in the calm after the storm right now. 10 is it's the number of closing out a cycle and beginning a new one. And really tapping into your intuition, the void with the 0. And this is you, the individual, number 1. You are number 1. This is about you recognizing that you come first in a healthy way. I'm not talking about this in an egotistical, narcissistic way by any means. This is about it coming through in a healthy way where you are honoring your needs. This goes back to what was coming through in that previous collective message, and also in the live stream, because this is about valuing yourself. Look what's at the bottom of the deck here as I pick up the deck. 3 of Cups. This is celebrating right relationship where there's emotional fulfillment and I'm hearing the Greek word hypoστήριξη, support, where there's emotional fulfillment and support. We're going to close out this reading now by popping some of the tarot here from the Everyday Witch tarot to clarify these cards that have popped out. I invite you to leave any comments below. I'm also hearing to claim your authority, to claim your energy, to claim what you've been feeling. If there are any confirmations for you, to share that, to share I'm even hearing to share your poetry or your words, because someone else might see it and it might be a moment for them of clarity, right? Look at that. 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is an energy of synergy. They want me to put that here with the 7 sisters. So this is about, again, aligning to right relationship in the physical. 3 is the energy of creation. So this is an energy of creating the right circumstances for yourself by aligning. I'm very specifically what I'm getting with that is getting involved with groups that have the same interests as you, aligning to the energy and the frequency of those groups, and how this is one way that you can very practically come into right relationship. I'm also getting the gym, like being physically active with that. Yeah. A lot of life force energy, Kundalini energy with that too. That's a lot of cards they want me to take. Oh, it's actually just, okay. They want me to take this and put this on mask. Eight of Pentacles. Okay. So the energy that's coming through there's a couple things here with this Eight of Pentacles and this mask energy. These are your creative efforts. Channeling the creative efforts that you have again in your physical reality. And they're showing me with this Six of Pentacles. Look, you've got like already, this is Three Pentacles energy. The Six of Pentacles coming through is about reciprocity. The energy that you are giving out, the energy that you are sharing with others, is it being valued? Is it being reciprocated? This isn't about tit for tat. This is about alignment. This is about being aligned to the right kind of people and the right kind of projects is also what I'm hearing with that. So maybe this particular energy, this sort of gaslighting deceit that you're transmuting, has to do with someone that you've worked with project-wise. That's sort of the energy that I'm getting with that. Okay, they want me to put this Knight of Cups here with deceit. So what I'm getting with that is the Knight of Cups sometimes can be a love bomber, okay? It's almost like we're looking at this Knight of Cups in reverse. Sometimes the Knight of Cups can be a love bomber. They can be a Don Juan kind of way in like a negative sense where they'll romance you. They'll, everything will be beautiful in the beginning until you get to know them a little bit more deeply, right? I'm also getting with this Knight of Cups a really, really simple message of following the truth of your heart and your emotional fulfillment. This is not about being infatuated with someone, okay? I'm not getting that energy here. What I'm getting here is like, I'm hearing the honeymoon's over. The honeymoon's over. And you start to see someone's true colors. Knight of Wands. With patience. So something is in motion here. Your spirit, your higher self is really communicating. I'm not getting so much. They're communicating with you. Your higher self is communicating with you in a way where they're attempting to get you to take action on something, some kind of inspired action to move forward. And they're directing me back to this Three of Pentacles, getting out and getting involved with people who are in right relationship with you. And you're going to know that by following the pings of your heart, is what they're saying. The pings of your intuition, seeing with the eye of the heart. This is not about seeing things from an emotional point of view, or acting out or lashing out is what I'm hearing emotionally. This is about coming from a place of inspired action. I feel like for this group, there's a lot of energy here around being very artistic and being very creative and just following that spontaneity. That spontaneity is not going to lead you astray. Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, because you're walking away. This is about walking away from this, from a situation that is no longer emotionally safe or healthy, into these type of relationships where there's stability, because we're dealing with Pentacles energy here, where there's an actual stable grounding energy where you feel grounded. You feel like you're with your people. You feel, I'm hearing at home. You feel at home. So what reminds you of home? Oh my God, and they're going back to this, all paths lead home. So ask yourself, what is it that feels like home? Truly, what is it that feels like home to you? Maybe write that out, maybe journal that, explore that in some way, and move in that direction. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you to the beautiful Venusians, for the Fey realm, for the elementals, for these beautiful energies coming through on your behalf. Feeling the energy of Merlin, again, the dragon, all of those energies, the green fairy. Thank you. Thank you for being here with us. I thank you for being here, for sharing your time and your energy with us in this space. And I am sending you so much love wherever you are. If you'd like to work with me, all that information is in the description box below. Sending you so much love right across Mama Gaia. In love and liberation, always. Hello, love. Welcome, pile 2, card 2, to your reading. You have chosen Twin Flames from the Island Time Wellness Love Oracle cards and the Black Kyanite. So right off the bat, are you meeting your potential divine counterpart or different soulmates on the astral? They may be coming through your dreams. It's a big message that's coming through here. It could also be active meditations where you're seeing yourself on specific timelines. A lot of starseed energy predominantly in this group. I will be asking through the Starseed Oracle. We may do more than one card for you, is how I'm feeling that. Mission work on the astral. And what this is doing is it's aligning you to right relationship in the physical. So there's some kind of frequency shift that's taking place. One thing that has been happening a lot recently is we have been clearing out a lot of outdated programming in the emotional body on the astral. A lot of ancestral healing has been going on in the astral. And through that process, through that clearing up of the patterns, just like we had stopped the pattern here at the bottom of the deck, like I showed this earlier with the axe card that keeps on coming out, you are moving into an entirely new cycle where you have transcended and transmuted these ancestral patterns. This is a big part of your mission, is what I'm hearing. And you're also understanding the true nature of what twin flame is. And what I'm getting here is it's about a balance between heart and mind, or body and soul, masculine and feminine. Because there is a lot of, and this came through the live stream, the live stream, the last one, with regard to, there's a lot of propaganda. I heard that word specifically around twin flames and what that means. There's no splitting of souls here. That's what I'm hearing them say. Commander Ashtar also coming through for your reading. Thank you, Commander Ashtar, and the Venusians here as well. Of course, a lot of starseed, cosmic, galactic energy and understanding around this. You're also understanding at a deeper level what twin flame actually is, and they're wanting me to really show the whole idea of integration here with the yin and the yang, and this concept of understanding more deeply duality, the integration of that, understanding the laws of the universe and the laws of spirituality, but also knowing that things are nuanced at the same time. Very deep, really deep stuff. This is about a huge expansion in consciousness, okay? And this group feels a lot lighter in terms of where you're at on your journey. And when I say that, what I mean by that is it feels like you've done a lot of the integration work already. And I'm hearing reconciled. You've reconciled quite a bit. Interesting. They're actually guiding me to start with the tarot here. I'm going to ask, they want me to pop a card for just to clarify for the twin flames here. And I'm actually seeing the devil card in my mind's eye right now. That was something that, funny enough, when I was prepping for your reading, it kind of flipped over when I was clearing the decks, and I just sort of made a mental note of it, and now I'm seeing it again. So there's something here about busting through the illusions around twin flames, sacred union. So maybe some of you very specifically got involved in some kind of teaching or philosophy around this twin flames that was I mean, the only way that I can really put it was like it kind of fucked you up, or it was a little fucked up. You were just like, you know what, and you were trying in your own way to kind of integrate some of these teachings and these ideas, but your intuition was quickly coming in to be like, nah. And maybe there was something in that process, because sometimes we need to go through those things and exercise the muscle of our intuition, is what I'm hearing, in order to really hone that. And so moving forward, the next time you encounter something like this, you know right away it's not for you. You don't agree with it, right? It's just not in your frequency. It's not meant for you. Really, it's not a part of your path. I'm seeing 10 of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. They want me to show that. This is the energy you're moving into. And this is the energy that you're feeling. When I going back to that feeling of being lighter, like this could be also this realization that this is actually what you want. And doesn't that frees us up, doesn't it? You know, when we actually have more clarity, especially as empaths and empath starseeds, like we're not questioning it anymore. We're just like, no, you know what? This is exactly what I want. So something, especially around the timely aspect of this message with this eclipse portal, is really, I'm hearing like cementing itself. There's a lot there. They want me to just show you the bottom of the deck again. 3 of Wands. Ships coming in, and they want me to actually go through each of these really quickly. They want me to, this is like a story. Okay, keep this turned over. Your ships are coming in. You know what's really interesting is that oftentimes the 2 of Wands can indicate twin flames. You've got the 3 here, and then sometimes the 4 of Wands can indicate twin flames energy as well. Portals, walking through portals. What I'm seeing here is there's a third guiding principle. We got 2 energies here. The Ace of Wands, the 1, the 2 of Wands, the 2, and then we've got the 3, the third factor. There's a third factor here guiding. And I'm getting for this group divine union energy that you're aligning to. And some other factor, whether it's a guide, whether it's just spirit, your higher selves, guiding you in the physical. This is why it's coming through in the dream space. And they're showing me making intentions before you go to bed, doing the visualization process before you go to bed. That's what they're showing me. Okay. We've got the 2 of Pentacles. Oh, yes, the 10 of Swords. Yeah, this is the cycle that's closing out. Judgment. My goodness, yeah. Making decisions. Knight of Cups. 2 of Cups. This is what it's leading you to. And the 4 of Wands. There it is. There's a reason why they wanted me to pull all these out. Okay. I'm actually going to line them up right under this here, because there's a story unfolding here is what they're telling me. And you can take a screenshot of this and kind of blow it up so you can see it a little bit better. But there's something really significant here in this story that's being told. So you've had to make a bit of a decision here, and a difficult one at that, because you've got 2 of Pentacles and the Judgment card coming out here. This 10 of Swords shows that in making that decision, something here about betrayal, and of course, I mean, the picture speaks 1,000 words, right? This is like being stabbed in the back. So in making this decision, you realized who really had your back and who hadn't. This could apply to a romantic relationship or a friendship, okay? It could just even be your relationship, I'm hearing, to how you understand the world. The 3D, matrix reality. This decision on a more mundane level has created a massive shift on a soul level. It's also showing me, though, that this decision was almost like a soul contract. There was something here that you had to experience that you had to, and when I say had to, I mean that it was like you energetically kind of aligned to it because you needed to experience this level of growth. This is also going back to the ancestral lines and clearing out. And this is 10 of Swords. So we're talking about the mental body here. The higher mind even is what I'm hearing. Allowing really the integration and the transmutation of the lower mind thinking patterns, indoctrination into the higher mind. And this has got you moving, taking action with this Knight of Cups, following the truth of your heart, your intuition, so that you align to this, the Two of Cups and the Four of Wands. And I'm hearing immediate future with that. Immediate future. This is the energy of synergy, emotional synergy. And the Four of Wands is an energy of alignment and celebration. This is, I'm hearing soul family with that. Wands are our spirit. They are our spark of energy, our life force energy. This is you being filled by those that you are now moving into alignment to. It's a really, really beautiful message. I'm going to now ask through the Starseed Oracle. They want me to show activated earth at the bottom of the deck here. I'm getting a lot of Stonehenge energy with that. Power places. There we go. Ley lines. Trust where you're led. If you're being led to a kind of group where there is a shared consciousness is what I'm hearing with that. Similar spirituality, and I'm getting a lot of pagan energy with that too coming through as well with this activated earth. Mama Gaia, the energy of Gaia, the divine feminine, the teachings of the divine feminine. If you're being guided to go to specific places, definitely there's a reason for that. You're being guided to align to this. You're being guided to align to this. And that just, look, it's going to be incredibly emotionally fulfilling. This is about taking action towards emotional fulfillment. That's your job right now. It's as simple as that. Whatever is emotionally fulfilling right now, the moment you attune to this reading, you find this reading and it finds you, that is the direction that you are being guided to go in. You're being guided to go into the direction of emotional fulfillment. It's time. Look, activated earth again. And right over this. It's time. It's time to move in that direction. This one flipped over too. This one flipped over as well when I was shuffling. You're not for everyone. So double confirmation there. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. Because when you embrace your weirdness, you align to people who love the real you, the authentic you. You get this. You get this. You don't need to be for everyone is what I'm hearing with that. You don't need to be for everyone. Activated earth. Double confirmation there. I'm going to put these two together. Oh, a new earth. This is about aligning to people and souls who hold the new paradigm codes. That's why this group, there's so much Starseed energy here. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. Remember how they were saying about doing the vision work before you go to bed? Hold that vision work. Do that vision work right before you go to sleep. You're doing a lot of work on the astral. Double mission. Yep. Lightworker, Starseed. Serve the world by being you. This goes back to you're not for everyone. Be who you are. Embrace the totality and the multidimensionality of who you are. That's what I'm hearing them say. This double mission is also connected to you doing work on the astral and in waking life. The cosmic heart, devotion, potency. Make your life a moving prayer. I got goosebumps reading that. Making moves from the heart. This goes back to this Knight of Cups, making moves from the heart. Big picture thinking. Pleiades energy. Visionary. Inspired ideas. So some of you very specifically working with the Pleiadians or working with Pleiadian star family, but now I'm getting a whole rush of them coming in. This is just star seed families, like star families. Syrian, Lyran I'm getting, Hadarian I'm getting. They had come through for the last couple of messages as well. Pleiadian, Venusian. This is about being in right relationship to your star family, your soul family, more than anything. Because this double mission of Lightworker Starseed, you're going to have connections to very galactic and cosmic energies, but remember that Earth is galactic. She is a galactic being. And you're also working with people who may not necessarily resonate with being a starseed, but they are light workers. They're doing some kind of work. And you know what's crazy? That was another message that came through in the last two readings. It was around the love light workers. And how I just heard that, and they're like, people will know, like they will resonate with that when they find the reading. Like I've never heard that before. The love light workers. Or light workers of love. That's how they were bringing it through for me. Okay. So let's ask now through the energy oracle cards. I keep on hearing them say, trust your mission, understand that it's unique, understand that you are not for everyone. And that's okay. You don't need to be. All right. We've got storm warning. This actually came through the previous pile. So you may have been, also kind of connected to that. And the garden and the gate. Okay, so this is indicating that there may be some fears coming up. Yeah. Attachment at the bottom of the deck, number 5. Change through crisis, change through opportunity. Okay. All right. So one of the things that might be happening is, and this happens because anytime we're about ready to stretch and move beyond certain boundaries, okay, and come out of any kind of limitation mentality, because they're bringing me back to the Ten of Swords here and the energy of clearing up, ancestral thinking essentially is what I'm getting with that. It can feel a little daunting, right? Our nervous system gets very used to, feeling and being a certain way. And anytime our higher selves are guiding us, our soul is really taking the lead. There's this shift that takes place, and sometimes the lower mind, so to speak, and lower mind doesn't mean it's bad. It's just your day-to-day thinking, the way that, your routine thinking, right? When it's going through that shift, when it's sort of in the more dysfunctional, fearful aspects of the ego, that can create a kind of, there's a period where there's a chasm. And we have to kind of learn how to bridge that gap. That's why we're getting this garden in the gate. This is about kind of feeling like you're safe, feeling like you're comfortable, comfort zone. You're in your comfort zone. You're feeling kind of good. You know that there's something that needs to shift. And it can feel incredibly overwhelming at times with this storm warning come out. Okay. But I'm getting a lot of Tower card energy coming in with this storm warning, like, whatever was built on shoddy ground, though now it needs to go. It's being transmuted. The fact that you've created, the fact that there's been this frequency shift means that it's happening. It's happening. Didn't we have that somewhere? Yeah, a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. So this is the antidote to feeling like this, to feeling this sense of attachment to an old way of thinking. 1818 on the counter as I say that. So that's the moon card energy, right? It's very important that those are also we need to recognize those as being illusions in a sense. They're not really truly reflections of who we are. They're reflections of some kind of wounding. They're reflections of some kind of ancestral trauma. They're reflections of some kind of cultural way or collective way of thinking that we've outgrown. Because you're here to seed the new earth paradigm. You're here to create a new earth. You've got a double mission. You see with a heart, and it's time to take a look at the bigger picture here in terms of what that mission is for you, because that's the next big step of your journey. And a big part of it is going to be aligning to right relationship, to the people that get you, to the people who have been through very similar things, maybe in different ways, in different circumstances, but definitely I'm hearing the same motifs, the same themes. And they've done the work. They've done the processing. And I'm also getting a final message here with this activated Earth to really grid into the divine matrix and to Mother Earth herself. Ground, get centered. Whenever you get into this sort of mode here, just recognize that it's the old you dying in a sense, right? It's the energies of the ancestors that you're transmuting. And they're very grateful for you for doing that. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you to these beautiful star families, Commander Ashtar, for coming through on behalf of your message. I thank you for being here with us, for sharing your time and your energy with us in this space. If you'd like to work with me, all of that information is in the description box below. I am sending you so much love wherever you are here on beautiful Mama Gaia, galactic Mama Gaia, in love and liberation, always. Hello, love. Welcome, pile number 3. Card number 3, you have chosen sunglasses and this black, I like to call this the pocket tourmaline. So there's an energy here of active shielding, is what I'm hearing. They're saying to me here, the guides, the Venusians, spirit, they're saying to me something about active shielding. And it makes sense here with the sunglasses. These two coming out together. Okay, so there's an energy here of taking a step back, assessing. I'm hearing cutting your losses. They're showing me the Axe card again. They want me to bring that up, okay? So for some of you, this may be around a breakup. This may be around, I'm getting silent treatment here, but I'm getting a very active form of, you've just taken a kind of, you've pulled back your energy. You've pulled back your energy from a person, from a situation, okay? And they're also focusing on abandonment. It could be then the reverse, that someone perhaps is pulled back from you and you're trying to make sense of it. You're trying to understand why. But one of the things that I'm getting is that it's interesting because I'm hearing the sunglasses, I'm actually hearing see clearly, and they're giving me the analogy of a lot of Archangel Michael energy coming in with you as well. We'll get to that in a little bit. What they're giving me with this sunglasses is like, when you put it, when it's really, 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 really bright, it's almost blinding, the light. And you put the sunglasses on so that you can see better. And the thing with that is that you would think that with light we see better, right? Which we do. But sometimes we also see better in the dark. Isn't that interesting? So this is an energy of going within. This is an energy of going within. And we're dealing obviously here with a dark crystal. I'm hearing them say, know that you're protected, know that you are safe. Also to affirm that. And again, of your divine free will, reaffirming to take care of yourself and make sure that you are also, if there's some kind of support or help that you need, that you seek it. Because I am getting an energy here of having to draw some very big boundaries around something. And it's verging a little bit on an energy here of really having to protect yourself as well physically from something. So again, there are avenues of support is what I'm hearing. There are avenues of support. Seek out those avenues of support if you need them. But I'm also being shown that with regard to yourself, seeking support, whether it's through some kind of therapy, some kind of healing practitioner, to get your energy right. Okay, is what I'm hearing with that. Archangel Raphael also wanting to come through for that too. So there is a need here that I'm feeling with this group to ask for help and go to the places you trust, go to the people you trust, ask for the help you need, the support you need. It is there for you. I'm hearing a message of hope. That's what I'm hearing. I'm sending you a great big hug. It's very overwhelming, this energy, so that I'm feeling a lot of, there's pain here, okay? I'm feeling the need to tread very, very lightly and be very gentle with your energy, okay? They want me to start with the tarot first, and funny enough, this is another piece of black tourmaline that I've got sitting here. One of the things that they're also showing me is the importance of, and they've talked about this before, invoking the energy of the frequency of black tourmaline in your aura, okay? Yeah. Seven of Wands. Like feeling on the defense. I'm hearing it's been a long journey. It's been a bit arduous. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles, waiting on something to shift and change. And look at that. The Eight of Cups. This is walking away. This is walking away from a situation. This is walking away from a situation where you have not been treated well. I'm getting that gaslighting really sticking out right now. This is about walking away from a situation where you have not been treated well. The energies of Mother Mary coming through here as well too, to support you. Yeah, Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Sleepless nights, really worrying. They're also pointing this card. Yeah, and the Hanged Man. This is about seeing things from a spiritual, a different perspective. Seeing it from a different perspective. They want me to put this like this. Okay. There's hope. You see the bird, the dawn, the day breaks. There's hope here. There's hope. Walking away. This Hanged Man energy is about sort of taking a pause. Look, and they're asking me to, okay. So this Hanged Man energy it's about, you're seeing things now from a completely different perspective. You're seeing where perhaps you've been gaslit. You're perceiving in a whole new way. And for some of you, it's got you really mad. It's got you really pissed off, you know? And in a way, that's a good thing, because when we get angry, that can catalyze us into action. Holy anger, right? That holy rage. It's asking you to step even more into your inner authority, your inner wisdom, the Hierophant. 5. Again, this is a number of some kind of change through crisis, okay? Some kind of opportunity for change through some kind of crisis, through some kind of conflict, all right? This walking away from this situation that is no longer emotionally stable, safe, fulfilling, healthy, is leading you to seeing things from an entirely new perspective. It's leading you to actually walk the path of your own integrity and inner authority and integration of self, okay? There are a lot of energies around you. I'm also getting the energy of passed on loved ones, specifically a grandmother energy. There is an energy around you. There are energies around you that want to support you. Yeah, look at that at the bottom of the deck. Door to personal healing and happiness, number 34. That is a 7. That's the energy of going deeper. It's also the energy of progress. Oh, look at that. Look what wants to pop out. Deceit. This came through for another pile as well. So you may have been drawn to another pile too. This, you're walking away from this. This is this is the door you're walking through. In walking away from this, you're walking through this. 7 is the energy of going deeper. And I'm hearing a path of deeper self-discovery with this Hierophant. The Hierophant is the revealer of all that is sacred. Okay? And you're doing that for yourself through this process with this Hanged Man coming out too. Okay? I'm going to they want me to shuffle just a few cards from here. And that dove is the energy of the Holy Spirit. It's the energy of Mother Mary. It's interesting that those cards, something wants to drop here. I'm also hearing with that, when I say that, I mean like a truth bomb or something, you know what I mean? There's a truth that wants to drop here, like mic drop. That's what I'm getting with that, with those cards, just that stack of cards popping out like that. Yeah, I'm hearing like revealer of truths, this energy. Okay. Feeling stabbed in the back, feeling like the truth is going to be revealed around this. Again, Hierophant, revealer, right? The revealer of truths. And I'm also getting the lotus flower. I'm seeing the flowers here. Right here. These little, they look like lotuses. Lotuses, these beautiful flowers, they thrive like in these muddy, swampy, in this muddy, swampy environment. So there's an energy here of resilience. The support that you have around you, the guides that you have around you, the passed on loved ones supporting you. And you're being invited to talk to them, to speak to them. Their guidance, along with your own intuition, with your higher self. I don't think anything else wants to come out here. Yeah, they're showing me, look at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. So we've got the third chakra here, Archangel Chamuel coming out, number 37, that's a 10 again. That's the energy of closing out a cycle and moving into a new one, listening to your intuition to guide you in that process, okay? This is an energy of healing a compromised will. So the shitty thing that happens when we're gaslit is our will center is compromised. And there's a reason why many empaths deal with this dynamic, because a lot of empaths come in to this lifetime, to this incarnation, with a compromised will because of the programming, indoctrination, and just the energetic makeup in a lower frequency sort of environment of the empath, okay? So a lot of the times what this can look like is feeling guilty for not helping someone, or feeling like you need to stay to help someone who really is not willing to help themselves, right? We compromise our own will and our intuition, the guidance, the action making, the willpower that we have within each and every one of us, this inner authority that's guiding us to make a change. We compromise that because we're stuck in a pattern, or we're stuck in a dynamic that is emotionally binding, is what I'm hearing them say, right? So this, there's a lot of emotional kind of muckiness again with this energy of the swampiness that we get caught up in, and it's very, very difficult to see clearly. And they're showing me in my mind's eye with that the Two of Swords in the tarot, which, if you're not familiar with the tarot, but I feel like most of you who would be here are, this is an image of a woman who's blindfolded, and she's holding two swords like this in front of her, like crossed in front of her. So there's an energy here of you need to block all of that noise out and go within. And go within. And there's water in the background on this card as well. It's about finding that inner stillness and the emotional balance, the emotional stillness, because we're dealing with water here. We're dealing with cup energy, right? Because that calming the emotions and coming back to getting grounded, and maybe this is what you can get supported with, right? Finding something, someone who can support you in this, in getting grounded and getting emotional clarity in order for this to go right side up again. You can call upon Archangel Shamuel if that resonates with you, or any angel that you work with for that matter is what they're giving me, to work with this energy. And also they're showing me the energy of working with color rays, especially yellow, the energy of the sun. And I'm actually seeing someone sunning their stomach. You may be doing that right now. This could be something that's symbolic for you, but it's about shedding light on that willpower center. Earth pulsing at the bottom of the deck, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. This is an energy of making sure that you are getting grounded. I'm also getting with that, you're allowing the static energy in your body to dissipate in your contact with Mother Earth, doing those kind of grounding practices where you release that extra added emotion, because you're also picking up on a lot of energies around you, right? And if those energies are compromised in some way and they're gaslit lit energies and they're this kind of energy, then it's really important that you clear that out of your energetic field. And you can do it by giving it away to Mama Gaia. She knows what to do with it. She knows how to transmute it. And you can ask her to do that for you. And there are so many meditative practices for this. You can look them up online. You can look up guided meditations here on YouTube for that too, that show you how to do that, that guide you through that process, okay? But they keep on reiterating here, get the help you need in the physical. If there's someone you need to talk to, if there's some kind of practice you need to do physically to help you with this grounding. Force, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. This is going with the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is also connected to the energy of Neptune. So this is about busting through the illusion. And how do you do that? You forge, you don't follow. You listen to your inner guidance. You be the leader you wish you had. And I'm hearing with that, you be the protector you wish you had. Because what I'm also getting with this is that sometimes when we're in I'm hearing altered, compromised mental state, we actually make the threats way bigger than what they are, because I'm hearing all bark but no bite. Okay, and please take this if it resonates for you for this specific situation that's coming through, where I'm getting someone really coming across scary or domineering or trying to control, and the moment you step up to them, it's like the classic bully situation, right? The moment you say, fuck off, the moment you stand your ground and you go, I'm not having none of this, go away. I'm also hearing, not in my house, not in this energy field. I'm hearing all these things like energetic practices even around that. So maybe even this is something to do with certain energies, you know, that are coming around. I'm hearing, because I'm seeing stalking there. Maybe there's just certain energies that they're persistent. But this is also energies of your own, certain forms of consciousness that are persisting, that you're aware of, that you're becoming aware of with this Hanged Man. You're becoming aware of them and you're saying, no, this is not me. This is not truly who I am. I don't think this way. And because I'm getting such a strong empath energy from this particular group, it's really about making sure you're differentiating and being discerning about the energy that's yours and the energy that isn't. Because with this particular group, that's going to make all the difference for this willpower, for this third chakra to be coming out in reverse. Oh, this popped over when I was shuffling. Hi, Wraith. Longing for home, homesick for the stars. Okay. So there may be a feeling here of I'm getting a few things with this. There could be an energy here of feeling like if you leave, if you walk away, you're abandoning your home. But what Spirit, and especially there's a lot of angelic energy coming through for your reading. What Spirit is showing me, though, with this is that you're actually walking towards what's really home. And it goes back to pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. Because there's a reason why you're feeling like this longing. It's because home is somewhere else. And that's the path you're being asked to pave. There's a huge soul lesson here. And I'm getting here, the other side of that doorway, the other side of this door to personal healing and happiness is going to be beyond beautiful, beyond beyond the most beautiful thing you could have possibly imagined. That's what I'm getting with this. And I'm getting the rainbow after the storm. I'm going to leave it there. I thank you for being here. I am sending you so much love wherever you are here on beautiful Mama Gaia. They keep on reminding me to say here to you, seek the help that you need and you shall receive it. You shall receive it. If you would like to work with me, all the information for that is in the description box below. Sending you a great big hug wherever you are. In love and liberation, always. Hello, love. Welcome, pile 3, card 3, to your reading. You have chosen Stabbed in the Back. Stabbed in the back. With this beautiful piece of natural citrine. The crazy thing about this is even though the message that's coming through, heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking attack, I'm actually getting a huge sense of liberation with you and with this group. I'm getting a lot of lion energy, a lion roaring. I'm getting a lot of holy rage and anger, and that catalyzing you into action. And that's liberating. It's liberating. When you feel like you've been betrayed, when you feel like you've been stabbed in the back, it's liberating. This is massive alchemy. And for the natural citrine to want to come out and align to this card, this is an energy of your willpower moving forward. You making a decision and saying, never again. This is not happening to me again. I'm not going through this shit again. That's the energy that I'm getting with this group. And it's fast and it wants to move forward. It feels like some of you may be at the brink of a breakup. It feels like you've already made this decision. It feels like you're right at the end of the relationship and you've already made that decision for yourself and you're just you're processing it for yourself. You're processing it. For some of you, it's like you've already moved on and you're channeling this energy, like this propulsion is what I'm getting. I'm getting this massive surge. And I'm seeing there's a card that I have here on my space deck with an eagle on it. And the guides are really like, Spirit's like, eagle, just this yellow energy that's very much associated with the eagle and this natural piece of citrine. This is really an energy of you are now, you're doing it. You're moving forward. And there's something about this being a catalyst for you that's very healing, because I've also got the energies of Archangel Raphael coming through as well. Financial constraints in reverse here at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to be asking through the energy oracle cards first here. I just keep on hearing with that liberating, freeing. There's something about this particular situation, this pattern of relationship that you're moving away from, that's bringing you more financial stability. And it's funny because I can relate to that. The guides are like, share. Yeah, I can relate to that. And a lot of this has to do with the way this particular person thinks or thought in the relationship that you were in with them. I'm getting here a romantic relationship more than anything. But funny enough, I'm also getting something to do with family. Okay, so they're showing me that in making this decision to cut the cords, stabbed in the back, because this is coming through as like a knife, like you cutting, like you going, nope, cutting it out, clearing those cords, those energetic connections. You're also transmuting and clearing lack mentality or lack thinking, especially around money, especially around material things. So there's something about this particular relationship that's actually taught you that. It's brought up in you a very clear understanding of how you want to live your life, how you want to be financially, how you see finances, how you see money, how you see abundance, how the universe provides, how the type of perspective that you have on things when it comes to this. And I'm hearing specifically, they're saying to me, when it comes to feeling like you're being accounted for. Isn't that interesting, that word? Accounting and accounted for. I don't know, maybe you were dealing with somebody who like has accounting abilities. I don't know. Like, because again, this is paralleling, oh my, yeah, shaking things up here. We're shaking things up here. This is paralleling a previous relationship that I was in. Where it was like the energy was there was a lot of restrictive energy around the idea of finance and making money and it never being enough. Yet this particular person, if you were looking at it from an abundance perspective, I'm even hearing gratitude and appreciation perspective. Then the word appreciate, when an asset appreciates, okay? Like looking at what you have. And this dude had a lot compared to some people. Like when you look at it and I'm not saying compare, but what I'm saying here is that he was pretty good compared to most. Let's put it that way. Okay? And yet it was never enough. Never enough. And what I'm getting with you is you're like, fuck that. Like, you're just like, get me out of this situation. And I'm also feeling with you that you've tried to reason. You've given it a chance. You've tried to reason. You've tried to, in your own way, get this person to see things from a different perspective, but they're not budging. And they're not for you, is what I'm hearing. With Empath Starseeds, it's really important as we move forward in this culmination of right relationship. It's really important for us to understand that it's about attuning to the frequency of the person you're with, whether friendship, whether romantic, any intimate relationship. This is about a frequency match. And what you've come to realize is that is not a frequency match. It's interesting because this is a number 13, which is the death card, endings, ending a cycle, which had come through with the axe card at the beginning of this particular reading, the pick a card reading in the beginning, in the intro. And it's also, it reduces to a 4. So this is about stability. This is about moving into what is stability for you. Okay? And seeing things in terms of being provided for. Like, you know, having a solid foundation. I'm seeing the 4 of Wands with that coming through as well. this foundation of spirit and feeling stable in your own energy. Okay, so they're kind of moving me into a different direction here because it's getting really specific. Yeah. Okay, so we've got thinking man and door to personal healing and happiness. This had come through in another group, and it almost feels like it's a continuation of that previous message. In moving away from this, what I'm getting with this thinking man is this is an energy of someone being in an imbalanced masculine perspective of head over heart or head over energy. Like it's all about the facts. It's all about black and white, what I see in front of me, what I have and what I don't have. But too much of what I don't have, because they're looking at it in terms of what's going on in the world today. They're comparing it to like political stuff. They're comparing it to all these things, and they're seeing it through a very closed circuit is what I'm hearing with that. Journey. 2 at the bottom of the deck. This is just another confirmation of walking away from this situation. And 2 is the energy of relationship. So you're walking into, again, a new way of seeing relationship from a place of abundance, from a place of fulfillment. I'm also hearing with that from not settling. Because maybe in this particular situation, you really thought, oh my, that this was the best there was, that this was the best that in a way, I'm actually hearing this is the best that you could get. You deserve so much. And it's all about, at the end of the day, really, it's about how much you value yourself. How much do you value yourself? And does that other person see that value? And I'm hearing what you can get is limitless. It's the frequency that you hold with regard to that. There are no limitations on that. And we also have to kind of, let's dissect for a moment. God, all this dissection knife energy. Seriously though, like it's like, let's dissect for a moment, even that phrase, the best you could get, like it's the best I can get. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? You know, it's like, or settling, you know, this idea of just settling. Well, you know, because that's indicative of a mentality around relationships that's very limited. And it's going back to this whole, the physical. I'm getting a lot with just the physical realm here. Like, you know, seeing things very, like the lower octave of the devil card. Like we're just seeing it in terms of what we're chained to, what we're, the physical material world, and nothing beyond. Nothing beyond that. It feels like, you know, it's like there's no point in trying to change anything. Oh man, this is a very restrictive, rigid energy. That's why we had that 13, right? Come out with financial constraints in reverse. But I mean, that's the 13 energy is that. Like when you reduce that, it's a 4. It's this other aspect of the 4 energy that's rigid. Like it doesn't budge. You're not meant for that. That's just the energy that I'm getting. Because I keep on getting this really like, this is also like a very, citrine is a joyful energy too. It's like an energy of like freedom. I just keep on getting this energy of freedom, not being limited, not being restrained. And you know what? I feel like in this particular situation, you know, and maybe it is a friend too. It could be a friend now. It's kind of coming through as a friendship now as well, with regard to just being polar opposites, like being very different from this person. And coming out of this idea of like, well, we can make it work. Opposites attract, you know, that's a thing. But it's like, yes and no. Yeah, it can work, but it depends on both parties. And sometimes, again, it's just not a frequency match. You are polar opposites. It's not a frequency match. But there's learning. There's learning through the duality. There's learning through the separation. So I'm also being urged to say to you, give gratitude and thanks for that. This is one way that you can transmute it, right? That happens once we get past the anger. I mean, it can happen simultaneously, right? Where we're just like, thank God, I'm no longer in that situation, even in the midst of your anger, right? But there's an even deeper piece that's calling you with that too. And I'm seeing you also there at some point. Your life is a canvas. Yes, artist, manifestation, creative accountability. That is this energy. This is you. Believing in your ability to co-create. Creatively expressing yourself beyond limitation. And creative accountability, being accountable for your circumstances. This goes back to this solar plexus again, and this energy of this natural citrine, like you making decisions, you getting clarity around what you want and moving forward in that way, moving in alignment with those things, taking accountability for your situation. Good on you, really. Because I'm not getting any excuses here. We're not making any excuses about like the situation or I thought this, No. It's like, you know what? I had a role to play in this too, to the extent that I did. Now I can choose to make the change. I'm hearing man in the mirror. And I'm hearing those first lines that gonna make a change, right? For once in my life. I'm going to feel real good. I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to make it right. Oh, I love this. The whale and orca elders. Share your song. Frequency of sound. Diving deep. This is a beautiful healing energy. This is the whale and orca agate. I'm going to put that there. That wants to make an appearance here. I love that. A little extra here for your reading. Okay, so this is at a deeper level. There is a lot of emotional healing going on. That's a massive confirmation. Also, the whale and orca elders are the wisdom keepers, right? So this is also reflecting a shift in frequency. What they're showing this to me is this is kind of like what you're moving into. This is the energy that you're now moving into. Sharing your song. So this is catapulting you. This experience is catapulting you into being authentically who you are. Asking for what you want, knowing what you want. Lots of healing and happiness on the other side of this. The rainbow, after the storm, the journey that you're walking. This is a massive journey of self-discovery. And I'm also getting that this experience, in a way, it had to happen. So if you're feeling like, you know what, I knew this was going to happen. I knew I should have left this situation earlier. I knew. Release that self-criticism or that judgment, because what they're showing me is you had to actually go through the process of staying in this situation while you were feeling that in order to hone your discernment even further. Sometimes we need to have that experience intuitively of exercising the intuition and really feeling as an empath what feels off in our bodies and like how to it's like feedback, right? It's like we have to go through those experiences in order to know then moving forward when something is really not right for us, because we've experienced it. We felt it in our bodies. We've actually lived through it physically. We've lived through the physical experience of it. Okay? And when I say it had to happen, I'm not saying here that in any way, shape, or form you needed to be treated badly in order to realize this. I'm not saying that at all. This is a much deeper understanding of what that means, okay? A much more expanded understanding of what that means. The seas of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. That's what's happening. is there's a certain degree of your unconscious or subconscious that's coming to light through this. Look at this water energy coming through for you, eh? Like, and this whole kind of rainbow after the storm. Rainbow. You're cleansing yourself. And actually, I would even invite you to, maybe you've already done this, so it could be a confirmation for some of you. That's what I'm getting. If you've done some kind of purifying ritual, clearing of cords energy, purifying ritual with water, with salt water, baptism of some sort, right? Renewal. It's done the work. It's a confirmation here. Seas of Mintaka, you could also have connections to the Mintakans and the Whale and Orca elders, absolutely. I'm also getting a lot of Pleiadian energy with this group too. And it's a huge thing for Pleiadians in terms of this empathic journey, right? And the fact that you're in this energy of standing your ground is a huge, I'm hearing, milestone. And it's also a keystone on your journey right now. It's really beautiful. And the other thing I want to point out too is like orcas are fierce. Okay? They're smart and they're fierce. They're so intelligent when it comes to protecting their pods. Okay? That's the fierceness that's coming through here. This lion energy, and I'd mentioned that before with this natural citrine. Look at that. Beautiful. Queen of Cups, more water energy. This is about listening to your body, listening to your intuition. That's the energy. It's like intuition in the body. That's what I'm getting with that specifically. They're pointing me to the fact here that she's pregnant. Something is going to be born of this. Something beautiful is going to be born of this situation. Something is gestating right now. Look at that. Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. It's really straightforward. They don't want me to pop any more cards. And I'm hearing with that, where are you on the wheel? Where are you on the wheel? That's the question to ask yourself right now. And I'm also getting with that Wheel of Time. So there's something very specific there about the Wheel of Time and cycles, maybe even the show. I don't know. Is that something for you? It could be. It could be anything. But there's a beautiful, and look, water is cyclical, right? The alchemy of water. When you freeze water, when you boil water, steam, rain, going into the rivers, going into the oceans, the ebb and the flow of water. The deeper thing that's going on here is your understanding your own cycles, your own cycles of healing at a much deeper level. And water energy is also very healing. So this is instigating a huge healing process, a huge healing journey for you. And I almost feel like there's some kind of creation, because we've got Share Your Song here with the Whale and Orca elders. It feels like there's some kind of creation that wants to be born here. Whether it's a product, something to support people, something to help people, whether it's art, it's some kind of creative magic is what I'm hearing with that. Whether it's a business of your own, whether it's something, because it's connected back to this financial stability. And don't forget too that the energy of money, we talk about that in water a lot, like currency, liquid assets, like flow, cash flow. A lot of language that we use when we talk about money is connected to water. You're getting back into the swing of it. You're getting back into the flow of it. I'm so happy for you. Like, this is a really beautiful energy. This is really what true alchemy is when you take a really painful situation or a difficult situation, or feeling like you were deceived or you deceived yourself, and you turn it right around into your highest and greatest good, into all that is in alignment with your soul and your soul frequency. So beautiful. I'm going to end it there. Thank you to the whale and orca elders. The Mintakans here for coming through, the Venusians, all these beautiful energies speaking through spirit for you. The eagle, maybe working with some of that medicine might help you. The Pleiadians as well. I'm sending you so much love wherever you are here on beautiful Mama Gaia. If you'd like to work with me, all that information is in the description box below. In love and liberation, always.